Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Nintendo Enthusiast Radio. Today with me, we have our usual podcast crew consisting of Dakota.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
And we also have Anthony.
Howdy-ho, neighbors.
So today we're going to be talking about this new quality of life platform that Nintendo has been introducing to the media and to their investors. In summary, I want to release a statement talking about how Nintendo is a constantly evolving company, how they've gone from making Hanafuda cards to eventually video game platforms and all these steps in the middle, and how they constantly need to evolve if they want to survive. So there's one paragraph that really summarizes their approach the best. So I'm just going to read this through. With a platform business that improves people's quality of life in enjoyable ways, we will attempt to establish a new business area apart from our dedicated video game business. We have set health as the theme for our first step, and we will try to use our strength as an entertainment company to create unique approaches that expand this business. Through our new endeavors with a quality of life improving platform, we strive to further promote our existing strategy of expanding our user base, create an environment in which people are conscious about their health, and in turn expand Nintendo's overall user base. So, I don't know about you, but it seems to me like they're going to be trying to capture this whole new market. And then this is kind of where you may disagree, but I feel like they're going to then try to get this new market of theirs onto their future entertainment platforms. I know Dakota kind of had a little bit of a dissenting opinion on this.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's out of the question. I think it's very in the question, I guess. I think it's very possible. I just think that this is something that Nintendo may not be tying to video games at all. I haven't read too much on it, so, unless they explicitly say that. But it seems to me like they're just trying to create, sort of work up the success of Wii Fit and Wii Fit U to create probably some kind of hardware that isn't video game related, but it, uses maybe, the technology that they've used for, the PokeWalker and those other, devices that they've released that aren't video games really. That's just sort of attachments. I think it's gonna be more of a peripheral kind of thing. They're gonna come out with these kind of lines of products that are pretty close to video games. Not really video games though, and that to me is why I don't really think necessarily that it'll be tied into video games at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, this line about how they're going to try, they're still an entertainment company, and they want to promote their existing strategy of expanding the user base. So, I don't know, to me it seems like they're still going to try to have an entertainment emphasis as an end goal, and maybe try to wrangle in this through different sort of what do you think, Anthony?
I agree probably more with Dakota. I think it's probably going to be something that branches outside of gaming. Might be a healthy decision for them, but I don't know. Can Nintendo just stay a gaming company?
I mean, Nintendo has always been not necessarily a gaming company, and to be honest, I think this could be a good thing because
it's true. They didn't start it.
Where Nintendo loves the word innovation because it's worked for them at some points in there. Not always, but sometimes it's worked. So when it comes to video games, innovation can really be hit or miss because, the audience is extremely reactive. Money's tight, with the, ever expanding costs of AAA, game creation nowadays. Doing things innovative and not doing things safe can sometimes be a huge risk. But I don't really think that's necessarily the same for health or a non-entertainment industry where I think Nintendo's, natural flavor of innovation and confidence in their new directions and using new ways to address new markets. I think that really does fit with a non-entertainment kind of industry. And considering Nintendo's background with non-video game things and their health-related products that they've been pushing, not only with the Wii U, but with the Wii and the 3DS and the DS and all that kind of stuff, I think this could be a way for Nintendo to bring a lot of money in, so maybe that they could help use that to fund better video games. I don't know. That seems like a good way to look at it instead of just they should focus on making good video games. Because I think Nintendo's going to be Nintendo, or they're not going to do what we think they're going to do. This sounds like something Nintendo's going to do because of the fact that we wouldn't necessarily expect it from a video game company.
If that's the case, then yeah, I'm all for it. If they want to use it as a way of funding, what their main point should be, what the most important thing is, then yeah.
I mean, like, I don't want to make it seem like they need funding for their video games. I don't want to make it seem like that, because Nintendo's still sitting on, like, mad money from the Wii. Like, that's, they're not out of the game whatsoever. It's more of giving them a safety net, I guess, which the Wii gave them, and now the 3DS has as well, I think, but it's different than having a home console that sort of has, the 3DS having a lot of strength is different than the Wii having a lot of strength. The 3DS is like a gamer's like system to me. I think it's something that, it really appeals to all kinds of games. But the Wii really appealed to people, not like, a gamer, but really just people in general. And I think that's why this makes a lot of sense, because, in the same kind of the way where the Wii appealed to a ton of people and addresses the market that its competitors really haven't, going all out into like health and using new technology to give people health-based products sounds exactly like what Nintendo would do. It sounds like a very Wii kind of strategy, I guess.
So hear me out. Think about what if took this sort of a smartphone, because we know their investors have been pushing it so much. What if they, for example, released a Wii Fit app onto smartphone, which would like act as a pedometer and all this sort of things, maybe have a few workout programs in the thing, and then it would also have some sort of unlockable goodies or whatever Nintendo related in the app itself. Do you think maybe this would be a direction where they could go with this sort of quality of life platform? So then it would still be sort of gaming related, but would maybe be on a different device, because I don't really see people who are interested in Wii Fit carrying around a 3DS. As you said, it's more of a gamer platform. But if they're going to try to target this new sort of target market, which they're talking about in their statement, could they do that through a smartphone and maybe create sort of like apps?
I don't know. An app doesn't sound innovative. That to me doesn't sound like it's shaking. It wouldn't cause the impact that Nintendo clearly wants to have this thing cause. It just, if Nintendo is gonna come out with this whole quality of life thing, the last thing I think about is an app, because, when you think about people sitting around not doing anything, I think about them, tapping away at their smartphone apps. But at the same time, I don't really think like an app is gonna affect people in health-wise as much as dedicated hardware will. And I think that's why the Wii Fit, system really works, because you have to get the balance board to really get the full experience, and that creates a different situation where you're not using your smartphone or your video game app to get healthy. Like, no, you actually bought something with the intention of, preserving your quality of life, which I think Nintendo won't be able to do just by going through the Wii U, or just by going through the 3DS, or just going through peripheral stuff for those systems. I think they do need to dedicate a full campaign, a full thing to this, rather than just saying, all right, we're going to produce more Wii Fit games and come out with more peripherals, because if that's the case, then it's less about creating a whole new different kind of, or addressing a whole new different kind of industry, rather than just, instead it just becomes a different kind of game. But this clearly, that to me doesn't speak game, so I don't see what, after all this, an app is really going to do. I wouldn't get an app, but I would, if I was someone who isn't a gamer, I'd probably consider getting a dedicated health system, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that'd be interesting if they released a dedicated health system. I was just thinking of if they, how could they expand their reach to these sort of new market, especially since so many people already own iOS devices, that they would automatically have access to such a large market, because there's no guarantee that people are going to go buy your quality of life machine or whatever you decide to put out.
I guess, but there was no guarantee that anyone was going to buy the Wii either. So
yeah, but some people would argue that they got a little lucky on that one. Obviously they had a great idea, but didn't really work the second time around. So I guess that's where we'll wrap up our little discussion. If you have any ideas about where the quality of life platform may take Nintendo, make sure to let us know in the comment section below, or by emailing us, which is also in the description. So thank you for listening, and see you guys next time.